From ingredients to the dining table, let nutrition safeguard the daily health of every family. Hello everyone, welcome to the Family Nutrition and Dietary Guidance course. In this lesson, let's learn about evaluating the nutritional status of family diets together. As the saying goes, food is the paramount necessity of the people. We prepare meals for our families every day, hoping they eat healthily and nutritiously. But have you ever had such doubts? Is our family's diet truly healthy? Is the child's nutrition adequate? Does the elderly's diet need special adjustment? To answer these questions, we cannot rely solely on feeling. We need a scientific method. Today, let's learn together how to systematically evaluate your family's dietary nutritional status in 3 steps, just like a nutritionist. These 3 steps are evaluation based on dietary survey results and nutritional status, evaluation based on anthropometric measurements, and nutritional status and evaluation based on clinical signs of nutritional deficiencies. First, calculate the average daily intake of various nutrients per person. After obtaining the daily intake of various foods for each family member through dietary records, look up each item in the food composition table according to the recorded amounts. Then, sum up the amounts for the same nutrient, and finally, divide by the total number of family members to get the average daily per person intake of various nutrients. Second step, calculate the percentage of the average daily intake of various nutrients per person relative to the recommended standard. Each family should, according to their different eating habits and the requirements of a balanced diet and rational nutrition, strive to have a varied diet, reasonable combinations, and appropriate proportions as much as possible. At the same time, they should take care of the dietary needs of special groups, such as the elderly infants, young children, and pregnant women, based on the family composition. Just knowing what was eaten is not enough. We also need to see what effect the food has on the body. Anthropometric measurements provide objective data that tell us about the body's length, weight, and proportions. For families, there are 3 core and easy-to-use indicators. First, ideal body weight kilograms equals height, centimeters, minus 105. For evaluation, the standard weight percentage is generally calculated, that is, standard weight percentage, percent equals actual weight, standard weight, divided by standard weight x 100%, actual weight. The evaluation criteria for the calculation results are shown in the table. The second is body mass index, or BMI. Its calculation formula is weight kilograms divided by height squared square meters. We can calculate the BMI for all family members. For Chinese adults, a BMI between 18.5 and 23.9 is considered normal weight. Below 18.5 may indicate undernutrition or underweight. Between 24 and 27.9 is overweight. Reaching 28 or above is obese. BMI is a mirror reflecting whether long-term energy intake is balanced. If a child's BMI is below the normal range, it may indicate insufficient energy intake. If an adult's BMI in the family is consistently high, it suggests that energy intake may be chronically excessive. The third is skin fold thickness. Approximately 2/3 of body fat is stored in the subcutaneous tissue. Measuring subcutaneous fat content not only allows us to understand the thickness of subcutaneous fat and judge the degree of fatness or thinness of the body, but also to estimate the total body fat mass indirectly, reflecting changes in energy. However, sometimes deficiencies in certain micronutrients are not immediately reflected in weight or height, but first, send signals in some local parts of the body. This requires clinical sign examination to learn to observe these alarm signals from the body. When judging whether a family member has nutritional deficiencies, factors such as their occupation, age, gender, labor intensity, and the family's region must also be considered. At the same time, attention should be paid to whether there are multiple nutrient deficiencies. One should not focus only on one typical symptom, but consider comprehensively and judge integratively. First, look at the hair. If the hair is dry, brittle, lightened in color, or even falling out in large amounts, it may indicate insufficient intake of protein, energy, or certain trace elements like zinc. Second, look at the complexion and skin. A pale complexion lacking rosy color may suggest iron deficiency anemia. Dry, rough skin or small bumps, like gooseflesh, on the back of the hands or the outer thighs may indicate a lack of vitamin A. Third, look at the lips and mouth. Cracking and inflammation at the corners of the mouth, commonly known as angular cheilitis, may be a sign of B vitamin deficiency, especially vitamin B2. Frequent bleeding gums, aside from oral issues, might also be related to insufficient vitamin C intake. Fourth, look at the nails. Thin, brittle nails, or nails that are concave, spoon-shaped, are a typical sign of iron deficiency. Fifth, look at the eyes. Decreased vision and poor adaptability in dim light night blindness are early signs of vitamin A deficiency. Foamy or dry patches on the white of the eye might also be related to vitamin A deficiency. Please note, these signs only suggest a possible risk of certain nutrient deficiencies and cannot directly confirm a diagnosis, because many skin and oral issues themselves can cause similar symptoms. When we observe these suspicious signs, their significance is to remind us we need to review the dietary records from the first detective to see if we have been eating little lean meat and animal liver, which might lead to iron deficiency, or few dark-colored vegetables and fruits, which might lead to deficiencies in vitamins A and C. Alright, let's review what we learned today. First, the dietary survey is the foundation telling us what was eaten. Second, anthropometric measurements show the outcome using data to display what the body has become. Third, identifying clinical signs provides signals detecting what might be lacking from small details. These three aspects complement each other, forming a complete evaluation system for family nutritional status. Looking at any single point alone might be one-sided, but by combining all three, we can make a relatively comprehensive and scientific judgment about the family's nutritional health. Thank you for listening. We hope this lesson will be helpful for the health of you and your family. Wishing you and your family scientific eating and good health. Next time, we will introduce the content of rational nutrition and balanced diets.